we have successfully reached the third section where we will finally get to work with Azure App Service. We've prepared everything and we are now ready to make the migration. In this section, we will create a new Azure App Service for Node.js web apps and go through the App Service dashboard and settings. We will then refactor the application to work with environmental variables and set those variables using App Service settings. Moving on, we will prepare the Express.js server to be able to serve the Angular client so that we don't have to use the Angular CLI to create an extra server to serve the frontend. The frontend itself is going to also need some modifications, and after that, we will be ready to deploy using Git remote branches. In the first video of this section called Getting Started with Azure App Service, we will create an Azure App Service project, navigate to our project's URL, and also check out Kudu, a useful way for us to inspect our project for errors and configuration details. Let's begin again in our Azure dashboard. You can see that database is the only resource available in the resource group, but if we go to App Services and create a new service, we will soon have more stuff in that resource group. I'm going to use the Node.js empty web app template to quickly get up to speed with creating a Node.js app service. Let's give it a name. Let's call it my to-do list.js, of course. And you can see that Azure by default will append the Azure websites.net domain to it. We can change and use our domain, of course, in the future if we like. Of course, we need to use the existing resource group, and let's move on to selecting a service plan. I'm going to go ahead and create a new plan. For the location, I'm going to stick with West Europe because that's the location that I've selected in my resource group. I'm going to name this plan to my to-do list.js. For some reason, it doesn't accept this name, so this is not available, so I'll just append something like service plan at the end. Looks good now. And if we take a look at the different machines that we can provision in this service plan, the standard S1 package seems good. It offers many staging slots. It's enough for our testing purposes. You can go with a lower tier package if you want. However, S1 is just perfect for our project's needs. It can even scale a little bit. So I will just go on and hit apply, and after that, it's all set. I'm gonna click OK here. Not gonna set application insight just yet. Hit create, and after a few seconds or minutes, our app service is ready to use. You can pin it on the dashboard if you like, but if we refresh the browser, we will see that the app service we just created has been added to the list of resources in our My To-Do List.js resource group. Now, to visit the app service dashboard, let's click on the My To-Do List.js tile on the dashboard here. Alternatively, you can go from the sidebar to the app services resource and find your application there. This is the dashboard. We have several important information here. Probably the most important one is the URL. If we click on this, or if we click browse, we will be directed to a page that says hello world. Let us now inspect our application's URL. Remember that by default, it consists of the application's name followed by Azure websites.net. Now, what happens is that if we go right here after the application name and type .scm.azurewebsites.net, we will access a hidden console only accessible to you if you own the web app. This isn't accessible to outside internet. It goes through Azure authentication, and you can sign in using your portal, your Azure portal credentials. This website contains several information regarding the servers, the virtual machines that under the covers are running your application. You can see info like the operating system or environmental variables. If we search for Node.js, we're gonna find that for some reason we are running a very old version of Node.js. Let's now go ahead and sort this out. Let's issue a constraint that we need to use Node.js version 10 and above. It's been a long time since we last visited this editor. If I open up the package.json, we can go over here First, let's change this to server.js. It's not index.js. It's the server.js file residing inside the server directory. And we can use the engines option to set that we want Node.js to be the exact version 10.6.0. And for npm, we can also set a version for npm. We're going to go with 6.1.0. Perfect. Now, when we deploy the application, Azure does support Node.js 10 will switch the server version to Node.js 10.6.0, the exact version that we are requesting. Let's write a quick comment here to go with our commit message, and I'm gonna post this to the master branch. Perfect.